So we're here with Tim Garland and checking out his beautiful Seaboard Central Railroad. And Tim, as you may know, is a big-time modeler. He's on YouTube. And, of course, he's a Norfolk Southern engineer. Tim, thank you so much for having us today.
You're welcome. Glad to have you.
Well, we're going to do something a little bit different, something that we haven't done before. Tim hasn't seen what's under the box here on the table, and we want to get his first reactions because, hey, that's the fun part, right, is when we get to take the lid off things. So, Tim, I'm going to take the lid off the box. We'll get your first reaction, and then you're welcome to pick up the models and share your first impressions.
I'm ready.
Are you ready? All right, here we go.
Oh, wow. That's pretty awesome. That's incredible.
So before we take the lid fully off this release, let's talk about why. You know, 2 years ago, Mike and I were out in Southern California, and every time I make a trip, we love to chase trains. And we were out on the BNSF and the UP, and it was like, there goes another one, and another one, and another one. And then we got to talking, and we realized we had the missing link, right? We have the -9 locomotive, we have the ET44 locomotive. And if you're a modern modeler who really likes all the detail in that railroad, road number, era specific, well then you've got to have this locomotive. So you probably figured it out by now, but don't tune out because this isn't just another generic GEVO. This is the definitive ES44 locomotive. Now let's talk about why this is the definitive locomotive. And I could bore you with a ton of detail, but let's just say everything's unique. You know, when you look at the SD40-2, it is crazy the amount of combinations that you can get with grills and fans and all the doors and everything. This locomotive rivals that. In fact, we've come up with something like 60 different combinations for all of the railroads. So in front of me are the 3 CSX Pride in Service locomotives. You know, in 2019, CSX launched a program to support law enforcement, the armed forces, and first responders. They're donating to 5 different charities. We're going to do the exact same thing. Proceeds from the sale of these will benefit the 5 charities on these locomotives. Now here's the great thing. We worked really closely with CSX to ensure these models are as accurate as possible. In fact, we were at the reveal of 3194 in 2019, and it was really cool to see all the law enforcement officers and how much they appreciated what CSX was doing. We're actually able to get the drawings from Tyler Harden. Tyler's the one that does all of these unique paint schemes for CSX. And you know, if you look at like the veterans unit, it is unbelievable, the camo. Without Tyler's help in these drawings, there's no way we could have made them this accurate. We also got the color codes to make sure all the color codes are spot on. And if you even look in the windows in the cab, you'll see the thin blue line flag on the law enforcement unit, the American flag on the armed forces unit, and the firefighters in the first responders unit. We spent a lot of time making sure that every detail is absolutely spot on with these locomotives. And here's the best part. They're in production right now. This year, add this to your Christmas list because they're going to be here in mid-December, so they'll arrive just before Christmas. The other road names will be here in early 2021. Let's talk about railroads for a minute. You've got everything from Mexico through the United States to Canada. Every major railroad owns these. In fact, this is the best-selling locomotive of all time. Nearly 8,000 units have been sold compared to the SD40-2 that's somewhere around 6,000 units. Kind of makes sense, right? If you're going to run this, when we were in Southern California, ES44, ES44, Tier 4, -9, -9, Tier 4, ES44. And as we've gone all around the country, we've made some jokes over the last year. You've even caught me on video saying, another GEVO.
Seriously, Shane? Another GEVO?
Another GEVO? That's a load of trash.
Well, that's because they're everywhere. And if you're a modern modeler, you've got to have this locomotive. We've gone to great lengths to make sure this is the definitive ES44. You're going to see a couple of different cab styles. It has to do with the way the weld seams are at the edges, where they're curved versus more squared. There's a ton of different variations in doors and latches and grill placements and grill sizes and X panels and dynamics on the right, dynamics on the left, cab doors on the right, cab doors on the left, grills on the left, grills on the right. If you look at like even the wings, there's short and long grills. There's different grab iron placements. If you look at the nose doors, there's left, right, with window, without window, depends where the grab goes. Different styles of trucks, anything from the BNSF C4 to the steerable truck to the Hiad truck. I mean, I could go on and on and on about all of the unique features of this locomotive. The best thing to do is go take the list and look at the list on our website. It's probably this long for every locomotive in this particular production run. You know, talking about this run, of course, there's CSX Pride in service in front of me. We're also doing CSX YN3, BNSF. You're going to see Canadian National, Kansas City Southern Bell, and of course Norfolk Southern on this first run. And all of them have the railroad and road number specific detail you've come to expect. Well, we hope you're as excited about these locomotives as we are. If you're a modern modeler, this is a must-have. We really appreciate Tim allowing us to crash his basement and have some fun on his railroad today. As always, you can pre-order these locomotives at scaletrains.com and select retailers. Be sure to go to our website and check out all the detail. You're going to be blown away. Until next time, thanks for tuning in.